Hello, welcome. My name is Kerri Wade. Welcome to this Reiki Live. I am a Reiki practitioner in Chandler, Arizona. I'm actually a Reiki master teacher. I'm also a Karuna Reiki practitioner and a hypnotherapist and an advanced yoga nidra. I am yoga nidra meditation facilitator. Hello, Miss Shelley. How's everybody doing? Hi, Day. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to get my rant off my chest. Number one, it's hot here, and I'm already tired of it. I don't know how many days we've had now that have been in the 110 to 120 range. Yeah, seriously. Hot in Arizona. And I'm just done. I'm tired of it. Of course, we have to wear masks everywhere, and, the combination of the mask and the heat, blech. Hello, Glinda. So, I'm done with the heat. Bring on the monsoons. We need to cool down here. Hi, Michael. Secondly, I'm so done with COVID. How about you guys? How are you coping with this? I feel like I'm a welder when I'm at work, just because when I'm working with my clients in person, I've got my N95 mask, I've got my face shield, I got my gloves. I'm so over it. I'm so tired of it. I know my clients hate wearing a mask as well. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for being here. Hi, Tony. And so anyway, let's just be done with this COVID. Can we just get it over with? What can we do? What are you doing to help you get through these times? I would love to hear your feedback. So meditation has been my savior. And admittedly, in the last week or so, I haven't been doing my normal routine like I should be. And I have to get back at it because it is affecting me. I can tell, right? You can probably tell too. I'm not usually grumpy, but I don't know. Between the heat and the COVID, I'm just done with it. So, rant over. I feel better. I've released it. I surrender it. Take it, universe. And so here we go. And coincidentally, I read this little article today. This is another one of that daily Om email that I get. If you guys aren't signed up for this, you need to sign up for this because it's awesome. I think it's just dailyom.com. You can sign up for their emails, and I get one every morning. And today's was dealing with disappointment. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. That's okay, Tony. Everybody spells my name wrong. I don't judge. So dealing with disappointment, the gift of disappointment is to bring us into reality so we don't get stuck in the realm of how things might have been. Whenever we do something in life with an expectation of how we'd like it to turn out, we risk experiencing disappointment. Isn't that the truth? When things don't go the way we had envisioned, we may feel a range of emotions from slightly let down to depressed or even angry. We might direct our feelings inward towards ourselves or outward towards other people or the universe in general. Whether we feel disappointed by ourselves, a friend, or life in general, disappointment is always a tough feeling to experience. Still, it is a natural part of life, and there are many ways of dealing with it when we find ourselves in its presence. As with any feeling, disappointment has come to us for a reason, and we don't need to fear acknowledging it or feeling it. The more we are able to accept how we are feeling and we process it, the sooner we will move into new emotional territory. As we sit down to allow ourselves to feel our disappointment, we might want to write about the experience of being disappointed, the situation that preceded it, what we were hoping would happen, and what did happen. The gift of disappointment is its ability to bring us into alignment with reality so that we don't get stuck for too long in the realm of how things might have been. As we consider other disappointments in our life and how we have moved past them, we may even see that in some cases what happened was actually better in the long run than what we had wanted to happen. Oh yeah, some of God's greatest gifts, right? Disappointment often leaves us feeling deflated with its message that things don't always turn out the way we want. The beauty of disappointment, though, is that it provides us a bridge to its other side, where the acceptance of reality, wisdom, and the energy to begin again can be found. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this. So articles, this lady's name is Madison Taylor, who writes these articles. And they're just little short inspirational thoughts. And I just love that one because I've talked a lot of times on here about our expectations. And, I think it was the Dalai Lama who said, that the easiest path to happiness is to let go of your expectations. Don't have expectations. When we have expectations, we set ourselves up for disappointment because a lot of times it doesn't go the way that we expect it to, or something doesn't turn out the way we expect it to. I saw something a while back, and I might have mentioned it on one of my lives before, about how we need to stop expecting ourselves from others. Have you guys heard that one? To me, that was so powerful, because in our relationships, whether they be our family, our spouse, our children, our work friends and colleagues, when we expect from them the way we do things, then we're setting that relationship up for failure or for disappointment or for a lot of tension. And I think we all kind of do that naturally a lot, right? We want things done our way, especially if you're an old grumpy lady like me who's been single forever. It's easy to do it. So, yeah, I love that day. Thank you. Let go and let it flow. That's beautiful. Let go and let it flow. When we let go of those expectations and just say, I'm in the moment. Universe, you got this. You know what's best for me better than I know what's best for me, because I have to contend with my ego in the process. And surrender it. You have to surrender. That's a big piece of it. Let it go. Let it go. Jesus, take the wheel. And it's so much easier. Life goes so much more easy. God, my hair's so frizzy today. This is what having a freaking shield and welder's sort of outfit on all day does for you. So anyway, okay, I digress as usual. So we're going to do some Reiki tonight. If you are new to Reiki, welcome. I think you will like this. Reiki is a beautiful healing energy, and it helps us heal on all levels, and it brings us into relaxation. It helps us to let go of the tension and the stress and anxiety, all those things, and brings us into relaxation so that we can heal in a natural way. You see my hair blowing in the wind. It's because the ceiling fan is on high. And so I'm in one of those moods tonight, I guess. So anyway, but it's just a beautiful energy, and being an energy, it can be done in person, it can be done remotely, and it works equally well. I honestly think sometimes the remote sessions are even deeper. And I don't know if it's just because, when I'm doing a remote session, typically my client is just in a very relaxed state, wherever they are in their own home, their own comfortable environment, as I am. And I just think sometimes we go even deeper when we do it remotely. So anyway, I'm in Chandler, Arizona, and my website is kerriwade.com. If you have any questions, you want to read more about Reiki, get to understand it, please just visit kerriwade.com, and there's a lot of information on there for you, and some great links for articles and videos and stuff like that for you as well. So, hello, Hope. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for being here. So, tonight we're going to do some Reiki. All you have to do is nothing. I know, it's asking a lot, but it really is pretty simple. Get comfortable. Set your intention. What would you like to receive some Reiki around? Reiki is smart energy. It's going to go where it's needed the most. It starts at the spiritual level, because that's where we heal from. That's typically where we create in our lives. What is happening with us physically and mentally and emotionally is from that spiritual level. And so that's really where Reiki starts. It goes to the root of the issue. If you have a problem with the roots of a plant, it doesn't always solve the problem just to trim the leaves. Sometimes you need to water those roots. Sometimes you need to give those roots some nutrients or some better soil. And so Reiki works very much like that, where it starts at that level so that everything from there will flow with the healing. So set your intention and just relax. We're just going to start with a couple of deep breaths. Different people experience Reiki differently. Some people will feel the energy if you're very in tune with your body and you're very in tune with your energy. You may feel energy moving around. Sometimes you haven't experienced anything with energy and you'll feel stuff moving around. You may have some gurgling in your tummy, very, very common. That's energy moving. You may have some people get the hiccups or belch, or sometimes it comes out the other end. Sometimes people yawn. So, or you get like some twitching or some numbness or some like tingling in different parts of your body. That can be energy moving. And so just be open to it. Sometimes you really don't feel anything at all. Maybe you'll see colors or you'll get images. And just, pay attention. Just pay attention to what you see and you feel. There's no right or wrong. Some people really don't feel anything or experience anything during the session, but relaxation, typically that comes about. But they'll notice in a couple of days that something has shifted for them. Something has changed. Something is different. Either they're reacting to something in a different way, or they're not reacting to something that they normally would. Sometimes it's just, they feel an inner peace or a calmness that they didn't feel before. And so be open to whatever may come about. Let's take a nice deep breath together and let it out with a sigh. And again, just allowing your eyes to close if you're in a place where you can safely do so. And let your breath go. Whenever you feel anxious or chaotic, just stop for a minute. Close your eyes. Again, if you're in a place that you can safely do so. And just breathe. Just pay attention to your breath. Doesn't have to be any special type of breathing, although I recommend deep breathing. Typically in through the nose and out through the mouth is what I prefer personally. But just pay attention to those breaths. Maybe you count them. Maybe you have a mantra with your breath. We did that a few weeks ago here, where we used a word. So as you breathe in, you say your word. As you breathe out, you say your word. And just focus on that. That can be your meditation. That can be how you start to meditate. A lot of people have a hard time meditating because they think that they have to shut down their brains and, they can't think of anything. Their thoughts are interfering. Well, your thoughts are never, ever going to turn off. Your brain isn't going to stop moving and doing its thing. It's just what it does. Hi, Angie. Thank you for being here. So just let it. But just pay attention to your breath. Put your focus on your breath. And as you practice it more and more, you'll notice that those thoughts, that chitter-chatter in the brain just kind of become background noise. And that's perfect. You don't have to talk back to yourself. Just open yourself to receive if you'd like to receive. I assume you'd like to, otherwise you wouldn't be here tonight, right? Then again, if we're all stuck at home, what else is there to do? Might as well do Reiki. That's fine too. And if you're a Reiki practitioner yourself, I know that there are several fellow healers on here, then just let yourself fill up with that Reiki energy. And sometimes we are giving and giving and giving, just like everybody else out there. And sometimes we're the worst at allowing ourselves to receive. I think as women especially, sometimes we have a hard time receiving. We put ourselves last, and this is your chance each week to just put yourself first, just for 30 minutes. It's not a lot of time. Just put yourself first and let yourself receive. There's something you're trying to manifest in your life. Reiki is a beautiful tool for that as well. I've heard some really great stories about people with COVID receiving Reiki sessions, a series of them. Powerful healing. Maybe your intention is just to keep your immune system strong. Just open up yourself, open yourself up, open up yourself. That sounds weird. We're not doing surgery. Open yourself up to receive that energy to help your immune system. I love to use visualization with Reiki as well. So if you've got anything in particular, just visualize that healing. Visualize whatever it is going away or coming in. My lips are dry. The nice thing about wearing a mask is that you really don't need any makeup, at least below the eyes. The bad thing is, then you turn on your camera to do a Facebook Live and you realize you don't really have on any makeup. It happens. It is what it is. Just got to keep it real here, folks. This is, what you see is what you get. If you're not following me on YouTube, you might want to do that, because I do have some yoga nidra meditations that I've shared on there. I've also uploaded some hypnosis sessions, guided imagery sessions that are free. So sometimes you might want to reach out and use one of those. I'm a big fan of yoga nidra. Oh, I love it so much. It's a meditation if you haven't done it before. It's a meditation technique and where we go through like different body awarenesses and breathing exercises to bring you down to a very still, quiet point where you can just rest as your source self, who you are. We equate it with being the sky of awareness. Just like the sky is the backdrop, we equate that to source, our source energy, our spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. The sky is the backdrop. Things pass through the sky, planes, clouds, hot air balloons. The sky never becomes those things. They're just things passing through. And so when we can rest with the sky of awareness, we can disidentify with our emotions, our situations, and just let them pass through. They're just things that come and go. Whether it's anger or fear or grief, just allowing those things to come and go without having to become those things. Because those things are not who we are. We are source energy. And in Yoga Nidra and the meditation, it leads us into that space to where we can just rest as the sky. We can just be the container, not the contents. And we set an intention for your session, and we drop it in there along with some other beautiful affirmations. And it's just absolutely amazing. So I've got a couple, 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know, on my YouTube channel. So go check them out. There's also one for kids on there. So if you've got kids, I think the one that's on there is kind of aimed at, I'm going to say like 8 to preteen. Although anybody can do it. Some adults actually like the kids' Yoga Nidras even better. We use a lot of visualization. They're a little faster, shorter. Check those out though. Especially if you have kids. Try that kids' Nidra. Kids love to do Nidra with me. It's so great. We get some amazing results from it too. You can work on all kinds of different things. I know that I've got a couple on there. I know there's one to help you release any mind clutter. So if you feel like you are overthinking everything and your mind just won't shut up, especially as you go to bed at night. Anybody else do that? Check that one out. And there's also one about releasing any struggles with life. I know that one's on there. There's another one for healing of the physical body. So if you have any health issues going on right now, it's a wonderful one to use. I think it's been a little bit ago and I did it. I think it's where we actually kind of move out of the body and observe the body. It's a prana visualization. Hope I'm not mistaken on that, but check it out and tell me if I am. There's a couple of hypnosis sessions on there as well. I know there's one for dealing with COVID that I did a couple of months ago. As I had friends who were living in so much fear of COVID. And so it's just kind of built to help you accept what is and to take precautions, but not to get overly indulged in it and not to live in such a state of fear. Anyway, check some of those out if you like. I also put these lives on there. I used to do this live every single day. I did it for about 1.5 years or so, I think. So I've got a ton of old videos on there. And each day was a different topic. So yeah, you never know what you might find. Some of those oldies but goodies. Other than a slightly younger me. I'm chatty tonight, aren't I? As I mentioned in the beginning, I do both traditional Usui Reiki. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I've actually been a Reiki master since 2004. And I started teaching just a few years ago. I'm also a Karuna level 1 and 2 practitioner. And Karuna is just another type of Reiki, and it's a beautiful, beautiful modality. I experienced quite a shift in my practice when I went through my Karuna training. It's very much the energy of Mother Mary or Kuan Yin, a very gentle, loving, kind, motherly type of energy. I love it so much. It's pretty cool. I combine a lot of different modalities when I'm doing healing. It's never just straight Reiki. It's a little of this, a little of that. Sometimes there's sound, sometimes there's magnets, sometimes there's emotion code releasing. Sometimes there's some polarity or cranial sacral. Just whatever I'm called to do. I do it very intuitively. How are we doing on time here? We're doing good. Hello, Kelly Peck. Hello, how do I say that? Ulysses? Hello, Jody. How are you? Welcome for being here. Thank you for being here. And welcome. Sorry, I'm kind of wacky tonight. I had the worst stomach ache a little while ago. I was like not even sure if I was going to be able to come on. So I just started doing some breathing and some self-Reiki. And it's mellowed out. Once I get started, it's like my brain switches over to another channel. It's all good. So what other deeply personal things can I tell you about tonight? It's scary. Loving my new office in Chandler. If you're here local, my office is on Arizona Avenue and Ryan Road, which is between Germain and Queen Creek. And I have an outside door very close to my office. It's a private entrance. And so I can bring all my clients in through there to help keep them safe. Sanitizing like a mad woman. Like I say, I'm dressing like a welder between my N95 mask and my face shield and my gloves. I need to get one of those little paper dresses to put on over the top of my clothes too. I mean, why not? Just let me sweat a little bit more. It's all good. But it is a great space. And it's quiet. And my friend Jennifer is doing thermography out of there a few days a month. EV thermography, if you're interested in that. It's a different type of technology for imaging and is key in early detection. It's really fascinating stuff. There's a video on my YouTube about that as well, an interview with Jennifer that I did a few months ago. Fascinating technology, so check that out too. And we've created a nice little calm, quiet place for us there where we can both work out of. We work on different days, of course. It's a great space, though. Seems like I've had a lot of friends who have dealt with a lot of loss lately. Pets, parents, brothers, sisters, friends. So maybe we can all collectively just send love to whoever might need it right now. Anybody who's going through something difficult. Anybody who's got health issues. You know, it's so amazing because we really don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And I feel so honored and blessed that I get to hear so many of those stories. And I can hold space for so many people. There's so many that we look at from the outside and we just think that, man, they got it all. They got the best life. They got money, they have freedom, they get to travel, they've got a great family. But sometimes we don't realize the hell that they're living. And it's really sad. So let's just maybe send a big collective push of love and Reiki to anybody around us that we know needs it. Maybe we can just practice a little bit more kindness and judge a little less. We don't know the battles that people are going through. So maybe if we can just respond with compassion instead of judgment, hate, anger, jealousy, any of those shitty emotions. Let's just wipe those out. Respond with love instead. Kelly, I wonder if it's hot where you are. You are not missing anything in Arizona, girlfriend. Oof, nasty. Hi, Jim. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So just as a final piece of this Reiki, I would invite you to just think about one thing. If you can narrow it down to one thing, just choose one thing that you feel grateful for in your life right now. One thing. I know when we start thinking of it, we usually have a whole bunch of things we want to name. And that's all good. Going to be pulling a postcard from Spirit for us in just a moment. So stay with me, people. It's going to get really exciting now. I just appreciate you all so much for being here. I appreciate the energy that you bring to our group and the space that you hold for one another, the love that you add, the kindness, the respect. I have a lot of people ask me if they miss the live Reiki, if they can go back and watch it, because I post them up on my page and on YouTube afterwards. And, you know, Reiki is very intention-based. And so my belief is, my intention is that whenever you watch the video, whether it's live or it's on a rerun or replay, if your intention is to receive Reiki at that time, then you're going to receive. That's my belief. That's how I feel, because it is based in intention. So have at it anytime. Okay, thank you all. Let's pull a postcard from Spirit. If you haven't seen these before, this is an oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. All my favorite oracle decks are by Colette Baron Reed. You know how we kind of go through different, if you're into oracle decks or tarot cards, we kind of go through like different series of them. This has been my favorite for the last few years. I just love her cards. So here's our message from the universe. My hair's still flying. Dearest you, the common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes. Oh, there we go. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play, and we have many ideas about how all of this should play out. Just know that the outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely, or will it straitjacket you? It is your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan. Loving you always and forever. And if you were here in the beginning, that's pretty much exactly what we talked about. You can't make this up, right? So, put that in the front of the deck. I'm kind of weeding them out each week as we go so we don't keep getting the same cards. So we're getting down there. I'll just start over. It doesn't matter. Right? Who cares? So thank you again for being here. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. Thank you for holding space with me. Thank you for the Reiki that you are sending to my fellow Reiki practitioners, because sometimes we just can't even help sending Reiki. It just comes very naturally, and it just flows with the thought of it. So, hello, Eileen. Wear the world loosely. Yeah, don't you love that? It is beautiful. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the hearts and the love. And I will see you next week. Have a great week. Love you. Bye.